we're going to see sunset to be after 7 o'clock again with the daylight savings time. Again, those clocks, they're going to go ahead an hour from Saturday night into your Sunday morning. We are going to lose an hour of sleep, but again, we're looking at longer days as we wrap up the winter, as we head on into the spring.
More north up toward Niagara Falls. And here's again some of those shots that friends have sent in. We're looking at flooding out in Tonawanda very early this morning, again from some heavy rain that was picked up from this system. And again, it's pretty much what the model showed us yesterday. We were going to see some torrential downpours, heavy rain across good portions of.
Temperatures have been pretty much in the realm as far as averages go. We think back to last week, the 13th. 33 was where we wanted to be for that day, and that's where we were. But the day after Valentine's Day, just a couple of days ago, we experienced the coldest day of not only the month, but for the winter season. Starting off this week on the milder side of things, temperatures are well into the 40s. We dealt with a great deal of sunshine, and it'll continue as we wrap up this afternoon.
So as we get on into your forecast, we're looking at a lot of sunshine today, a pretty nice day, but we are continuing to watch the tropics. Tropical depression Cristobal. It looks as if it's going to continue to head north, and we could be impacted by some of that moisture. Someone who likes to hit those links, great weather for tomorrow. To play some golf. We're going to see temperatures to start off the day. Again, great deal of sunshine. Will be well into the 60s by the time you hit that 8th or 9th hole. If you decide to start the back nine, may have to dodge a shower or two depending on where you're headed. What golf course you're going to be seeing, because we could see a spotty shower. But
evening, we move ahead for tomorrow morning. We say, oh, okay, we're only in the 20s, which isn't too bad. A nice breeze sweeping through the region. But we take you up to Saturday night. We're looking at gusts of 22 in Wellsville. All right, not too bad. 36 in Springville. But we're looking at 44 here in Buffalo, 51 in Dunkirk. Again, we'll be in the mid-40s for Batavia weekend. Milder temperatures, again, are on the way. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 40, 44 for Friday. And again, as that system moves in and sets things up for the weekend, we're expecting some rain for the latter part of your Friday, getting on into the overnight, moving on into Saturday, where we're going to see that switch on over to some snow
here in western New York. When you think of a magnitude of about 5, you will kind of equate that to maybe a couple of major dump trucks speeding past you on the highway. That's the kind of feel that you're going to get with the magnitude of 5 or more with an earthquake. And an interesting thing to note,
meteorologist Jonathan Cubit joins us from the FiOS 1 News Weather Center with the latest on the storm. Jonathan.
Hey, Lisa, hurricane coverage here, FiOS 1 News. We're continuing to track Hurricane Dorian. At first, it looked like it was going to continue to track west through Florida into the Gulf of Mexico, but right now it's sitting out near the Bahamas, which it's expected to sit for at least the next 24 to 36 hours. But also, we've noticed this track. While snow has moved out of the way, sun along with Arctic temperatures seems to be the picture for this Valentine's Day. Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Jonathan Cubit. Now we look at some snowfall totals which we've picked up since that system has moved in late Wednesday night. Here are the grand totals. 7.8 inches has been picked up in Colden. We head on down to Fredonia, where we saw 5 inches, 3 for you in Stafford, 2.1 inches picked up at the Buffalo airport. 15 degrees is the high for today. Again, that's well below this average of 33 for this time of year. Again, we're about 16, 17 degrees below where we need to be for this time of year. But we can take a quick look at your holiday weekend. We're looking rather quiet. Temperatures rebound nicely. We're looking at highs in the lower 30s for tomorrow, mixture of sun and clouds over the next couple of days. And even for your President's Day, we're looking at mixture of sun and clouds with a high of 34. So again, maybe you want to wash some snow off the car, get the salt and dirt off. It's a good time to get the car washed, whether it's later on today or even tomorrow. Satellite and radar picture remains quiet. We're not seeing much but sunshine out there, but I do hope you're bundled up as you're out and about. Scarf, hat, and gloves, because it is rather chilly. And that's going to continue to be the case heading on into tonight. We'll start to see some more clouds fill in as we get on closer to that midnight hour. We'll see winds shift moving in from the south and southwest. And while it will be a cold start for your Saturday will rebound nicely as sun continues to stick around for the latter part of your afternoon, and numbers will get closer to the lower to mid 30s, but we will feel like we are in the 20s once we factor in that wind chill. And even getting on into the overnight Saturday into your Sunday, we could be dealing with some brief snow showers along the escarpment, but for the most part, again, we're looking rather quiet, and we're going to progressively get nicer and better as we head on into the latter part of the weekend. And again, these wind chill numbers heading on out tonight, if you have a big date for Valentine's Day, numbers are going to be in the single digits as you're heading on out and about, and we're going to feel like below zero as we get closer to that midnight hour. So again, bundle up if you're heading out tonight, and even well for tomorrow and tomorrow morning as well, as we're going to be looking at very cold, frigid air for the first half of the weekend, even as we're wrapping up tonight. And again, looking at these numbers, look at temperatures getting down into the single digits for 7, 8, and 9 p.m. time frame. We're looking at clear skies before clouds fill in, getting closer to that midnight hour. Again, wind chill. Numbers will be very chilly. Looking at temperatures right now around the area, 14 here in Buffalo, 12 for the northern campus of UB, Lockport at 13 miles per hour, 7 in Delvin. Again, you'll notice these yellow numbers. That's information taken in from the New York State Mesonet. We are one of the first stations here in Western New York to acquire that information, and we're here to bring it to you with these temperatures across the area. In fact, it was 19 degrees warmer at this time yesterday. Numbers, of course, have taken a big nosedive with that Arctic air mass moving in. And again, it's hard, even with all this sunshine, for those temperatures to really move anywhere with that Arctic air just continuing to stick around. We're seeing winds calmly blow anywhere from about 3 to 4 degrees and 3 to 4 miles per hour in Springville, 8 down in Olean, 12 in Wellsville. For tonight, again, we can expect lows to be down in the single digits, 0 in some spots. We could get close to 10 degrees, but again, it's going to be very cold once we factor in that wind chill. Tomorrow, highs will be in the lower to mid 30s. It's only going to feel like the 20s. Again, factoring that wind chill as it continues to stick around. I'm heading on into the latter part of the weekend. Just 31 more days until spring. We're actually going to get a bit of a taste of it as we get on into Tuesday next week, where we're expected to see a high of 46. And that will be accompanied with some rain showers. Cooler temperatures back in the 20s as we wrap up next week.
And happy Friday, June 19th. Happy Juneteenth Day. Tomorrow we bring in the start of summer. And then Sunday we have Father's Day. So we do have a lot lined up for us over the next couple of days. And I will have your forecast for each and every one of those days. Again, meteorologist Jonathan Cubit here with WIVB4 here with Weather School. Again, as always, continue to submit your weather-related questions and or pictures to jonathan.cubit@wivb.com. You can always follow me on Twitter at CubitWX. So, again, the first of this month was our meteorological summer. Relatively, again, recognize it from June all the way to the end of August. But the official start of summer, which we are all familiar with, typically falls anywhere from the 20th to the 22nd of June, and that again kicks off getting on into tomorrow at 5:43 p.m. is the exact time. In fact, it will be the longest day of the year. We're going to see a little over 15 hours of sunlight. So any outdoor activities you have planned, weather does look good with maybe a hiccup of a shower or two. We'll get into it in just a second. But again, the summer solstice is when the Earth's northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun, and that's the highest point in the position of the sky. And while we will see our longest day of the year for tomorrow, looking at days going forward, we expect them to be shorter. And as we look at the picture right now, just something, I guess you could say, interesting to note. These are what's called electric blue clouds or noctilescent clouds, summer clouds, they're also known as. And these pretty clouds that you see up in the sky, we'll get to know that these clouds, they're higher than your typical clouds. They're up about 50 miles above the Earth's surface. But one thing about these electric blue clouds, they only typically happen during the summer solstice. So the best time to see it, again, would be between a couple of weeks at the end of May until about the early part of July. And while we wouldn't be able to really see these here across Western New York, the best place to see them are, again, at the 45 to 60 degree latitude in spots like London, Paris, Minneapolis, or Seattle. And again, with these clouds, They're typically higher, about 50 miles above the Earth's surface, as a typical cloud, which is only around 10 miles. But again, these beautiful clouds, they can form only when temperatures are incredibly low. And you think, well, during the summertime, why would we want low temperatures to get these clouds? Well, it's just the different dynamics in the atmosphere and the availability of the water being changed into ice crystals, just giving that kind of blue glow with these clouds. And yes, Charlotte, I do love weather as well, just all the different dynamics to it. Temperatures, though, for right now, getting back to the forecast for this month, we've been about 50-50 as far as below and above average. It's certainly been summer over the last several days where, again, we're seeing temperatures in the 80s. And once you factor in that humidity, you do notice it to be just a bit more oppressive out there. Going forward, temperatures are going to come down maybe by a degree or two to start off the weekend tomorrow. But again, humidity will be a factor. We're looking at a chance of some pop-up thunderstorms in some spots across western New York. And that humidity is just going to continue to climb, getting on into your Saturday, as well as, your Sunday, as well as getting on into the start of next week, where temperatures will kind of die down just a little bit. Again, as we get on into the latter part of next week, you'll notice numbers to fall off back to average in the upper 70s. That UV index is at an 8.6. That's very high. Be sure to throw on some sunscreen, especially if you're going to be out bike riding, if you're hitting the links, maybe some canoeing or kayaking. Just, be mindful of that. Temperatures right now are relatively in the 80s. We're looking at the late 80s to mid 90s. And hey, I know we do need some rain, Kathy. So a chance of it does look to be in the picture for tomorrow, even getting on to the start of next week. Again, I'll show it to you in just a bit. And yeah, Tori, I know those 60s are a little bit more comfortable, but again, we are getting into the start of summer, so we're going to expect this warm weather to stick around just a bit longer. 81 in Buffalo, 78 in East Aurora and Attica, heading on down to Hamburg, you're looking at 80 degrees. Getting on down toward the southern tier, some of you may have dealt with a few pop-up thunderstorms just maybe an hour or so ago. Of course, that's reflected in those numbers being a bit cooler along the southern tier, with numbers ranging from the lower mid to even upper 70s. You saw a 67-degree reading for our friends down in Bradford, just across state line into PA. Your satellite and radar picture, again, most of those showers have cleaned out toward the east and southeast of the metro. You can kind of see some lightning bolts embedded across McKean and Potter County, indicating there has been some thunderstorms reported across that area. Again, it's remained relatively to the south of us, but again, getting on into the evening time frame, we could even see some more pop-up showers more east down toward Batavia and Warsaw. Maybe a pop-up shower as you head up toward going up toward Niagara. But for the most case, getting on into tonight, we're just going to be dealing with some muggy, mild conditions. Winds are going to be relatively calm, only about 4 to 5 miles per hour. Hey, Kathy, dark clouds out there in Allegheny. Yep. If you haven't seen any showers or pop-up thunderstorm, you may be in for a treat in just a little bit. Getting on into tomorrow morning, relatively quiet of a start, will be a bit muggy, mild. Numbers are going to already be in the 70s as you get on into the 8 to 9 a.m. time frame for most of us around the metro and more north. Again, a bit cooler, a lot more cloud cover, so you're not receiving as much sun heading on down toward Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Allegheny counties. But again, getting on into this time tomorrow afternoon, a chance of some more pop-up showers or some rain. Again, very warm and humid, mainly dry. But again, those conditions, that daytime heating, that warmth and humidity, that's increasing chances of some pop-up thunderstorms across western New York. Again, here for Buffalo, looks like maybe the tail end of the evening, we're in 6 to 7 p.m. time frame. Maybe a quick passing shower, but again, none of this is really a cause for concern. Certainly, if you live more north of the southern tier, you really don't have to change any outdoor plans. Just again, keep an eye to the sky, as temperatures are going to drop off into the mid to upper 60s tomorrow night, and getting on into your Sunday. It'll be the drier day for your Father's Day. But again, tomorrow we're going to see temperatures ranging from the upper 70s, more along the lakeshore, to more milder, hotter numbers, more inland, where we're going to see closer numbers to 90. Your 7-day forecast again for tomorrow. We bring in summer at 5:43 p.m. We're expected to see highs to reach the mid. It'll feel like the upper 80s once we factor in that humidity. Father's Day for Sunday, similar, but less the chance of those pop-up showers. Again, we'll see more of those for your Saturday. We bring in the start of next week with a heightened chance of some precip. Cooler numbers as we're falling off a couple of degrees, getting on into the mid to upper 70s as we wrap up next week. Again, meteorologist Jonathan Cubit here with WIVB4. Look out for Todd Santos later on tonight and enjoy the rest of your weekend.